Okay. No, man, that's cool. Yeah, man. What's up? What's up?
Yep.
Mike, I gotta ask you, bro. Okay, how do you handle dynamics where women test you? As in where they're kind of like rude, not bitchy, but just kind of like disrespectful, and you're like, how do I test how do I check this? Because I think
Yeah.
when it's with guys, you can be like, yo, bro, don't like with men, I can always be like, bro, don't speak to me like that. You know what I mean? Or like check it. But with women, I don't want to come up. Oh, I don't want to come across as too aggressive or too rude. But how do you deal with that? Because I think a lot of times in certain group dynamics, like a girl who's kind of like the leader of the group, like will kind of check me, and if I don't test it, like other girls will like see that and treat me a bit differently. You know what I mean? I don't know if that happens.
Yeah. So for me, like if you ever watch like David Cooley on No Fugazi, if you ever watch Myron Gaines, they
Mm,
straight up don't give a fuck because they're not trying to date these girls. And because of that, they're going to be like super rude to the girls. Okay. And
mm,
that's one strategy to use. I will tell you, I don't think that's the strategy I would ever use. I would look at it like this. If it's a situation, like I've had a situation before where a girl just, she straight up didn't know me. Maybe it's like maybe back in Dallas like 15 years ago. She didn't know me, and I walked up to her, and her boyfriend was coming back from the bathroom, and she's like, "Hey, I need you to get away, whatever." I don't know what she knows, Steven, so I'm not going to trip about it. I'm just going to walk away. If it's a situation, though, where a girl acts like a little child, I'm going to treat her like a little child. But I wouldn't go tell a little child to go fuck himself, right? What I would say is like, okay, little girl, have a nice day. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't, you just really have to think about it. When women say, hey, I want someone to buy me flowers. So a homeless guy walks up and buys them flowers. What do they think? Get the fuck away from me. You smell. No, you want someone you're attracted to buy you flowers. What that means is you want someone you have value for to give you flowers, not someone you don't have value for. So what happens is when these girls, when they're attractive and they give you shit, you have value for them because they're attractive. When really, if this person was just like some homeless person on the street, like mumbling to himself, and he was like, "Fuck you, Steven," you'd be like, "Fuck you, what? Oh damn, man, do you need some money?" Like you wouldn't even trip, right? If some
mm.
guy was just like a blind man was just on the side of the road, just like "fuck you, Steven," you'd be like, "What? Are you gonna kick the dude? Are you gonna tell him to go fuck himself?" He's like let's just say he's dementia. He just doesn't even know where he is.
Mm,
Right? So because you take it seriously, you need a serious answer. And my whole thing is I just don't take it seriously. And it's one thing
mm,
I've noted, man. I'm gonna tell you, okay, so I try to give you guys one good piece of advice like every few minutes on this show. This is a piece of advice for me. Dan Fleischman came on my podcast like early on in my podcast, and he said one of the things is whenever girls get negativity, I tell them block and delete. He just straight up take his phone. He goes block and delete, block and delete. And I didn't block and delete. You guys know I got caught up in some fucking he said some bullshit with some people. I'm not even going to say his name. And I regret it because of what Dan told me. And now every time somebody has a personal insult about me, Rolo, the girls on the show, my girlfriend, whatever, immediately block and delete. And it looks like they're learning because all the negative comments are just gone now. They're just gone. And so, and the thing is, like, it's just so great to just not have those people to give them a voice or to give them space to go ahead and do anything. You just cannot be reactive to them. So you're asking a question about what you do with this female, and the thing is, it's the same kind of situation. And
mm.
I'll tell you this: I've had girls be rude to me and then date me later, and it was because when they saw me later, contextually. By the way, they didn't even remember me. They didn't even remember they were rude to me. When they saw me later, contextually, what was I surrounded by? Women more beautiful than them. Guys, I'll tell you right now, I've never dated Lindsay Palis. Lindsay Palis is my friend. She's very pretty, obviously. I've never
I
dated
told you
Lindsay.
that
And the
girl, she
reason why I
like.
bring
I'm
this
telling
up,
you, she likes you, man.
yeah, okay, maybe. But the thing is, Lindsay and I were at the Maxim party together, and Lindsay used to date Dan Bilzerian. And I will tell you right now that any game you think you have, if you had me and my game was a 5 out of 5 and your game was a 10 out of 10, but I have Lindsay Palis as a friend to walk around with, I'm going to do better than you. Like
Mm.
having a girl that beautiful just walk around with you and just be like whenever a girl was like, oh, here comes another creepy dude trying to like get in my shit. And then I turn around and say, oh, yeah, have you met my friend Lindsay? All of a sudden, gone. All the pretentiousness is gone. It's just wiped out. It's just an incredible, incredible phenomenon. And you'll learn more about it, guys, the more you mess with social circle. That's one of the things that you'll learn.
Mm.
Got it?
Yeah, could I tell you a story? Like, or
Go ahead,
you
Steve.
want? I'll tell you a quick story. This happened to me. I went to a party Yeah, I went to a party with one of my friends, and this girl that I did a shoot with long time ago. It was weird, bro. Like, even though I still like we still talk about it. Like, I'm like trying to pass her, and she's like, "Yo, you can't pass here." And I'm like, "What? Yes, I can." And she's like, "No, you can't pass." So I'm like, "Okay." So I walk around her, and like I hear her, like my boy hears her. She says, "Yo, you bitch," and I was like, so like the next day, like my friend comes to me and he's like, "Yo, did you know her?" And I was like, "I did a shoot with her." She's like, "Yo, she called you a bitch," and I was like, "But it was just weird." And then the next day, like I was out with more friends. She sees me, and she gets kind of like she basically like walks, like avoids me because of the whole like we had mutual friends, but she sees me, and then because I'm amongst her mutual friends, she just kind of like avoids me. So I just have like weird situations like that where it's just kind of like,
So, Stephen, you're asking me for an action to take, and what I want you to do is have a mentality that you take called "she doesn't matter." Yo,
mm,
all of you guys who are watching this, one of the things that's going to make you successful is not just recognizing what does matter. It's just as important to recognize what doesn't matter. If you want a book on that, it's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. It's not just as it's not only important what does matter, it's also important what doesn't matter. And several of you guys, I'm not talking about you, Stephen, but like several of you guys, you worship at the altar of worthless people. Ask yourself that question. Say, hey, am I worshiping at the altar of worthless people? Everybody here has a fat aunt when you go home for Thanksgiving that's like, why aren't you married? What's going on? What kind of job? We all do. And you love your aunt because she's family, but she doesn't have the same desires and goals that you do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has somebody like that in their life. And you still love them. You still love them, but it's just like you got to go on with your life. When I come home when I go to high school reunions, when are you going to have kids? When are you going to settle down? I'm like, isn't it interesting? I didn't ask you why you had kids. I don't come to these reunions and ask you about like all the shit you're doing, but you're watching everything, every single fucking thing I'm doing. And you want to know something else? Your husband is too. Whoops. So, I mean, it's just an interesting conundrum, and you guys all have to make decisions for yourself. But as far as a girl like talking shit, there has been one time where I was like, "Hey, just to let you know, I'm just trying to be nice about this, but you're a female, so I can't break your jaw. I'm not going to punch you in the face. Like, I understand you need to say what you need to say, and it makes you sound tough, but because you're a woman, I cannot break your neck right now. So just let you know, okay? Like I would say, so, I've said stuff like that before. It's like I'm not going to lay a hand on you because you're female, just to let you know. And like you'll notice because they come to realization because they get crazy like that. But the thing is, the problem is that's rare that I would ever say that.
yeah.
Usually, what I would say is something to what I've done before is a girl was rude to me and I was just trying to get by, and she's like, "Get away from me, get away from me," and I was like, "I'll just have you kicked out of this club. Don't touch, don't tell me to move anywhere. You're in the way. Nobody wants to talk to you. You need to get out of my way." I've been nice. And if she gets even more rude about it, I'm like, well, you're actually not that attractive. So no one's going to come talk to you. So I really wouldn't worry about this at all. It's not going to be a problem for you. But the security guard I'm about to call over here is. Again, do I recommend doing that? I do not. I recommend just ignore it. When I was in the military, they straight up told us if we ever got in a bar fight, we were in deep shit. I remember I went to this one bar in fucking Alabama, and this dude shoved me in the back, and I just ran out the fucking bar. I wasn't afraid of him. I just knew that if I fought this dude, I knew I was going to get fucking like they scare the water out of you, dude. When you're in OTS, they tell crazy stories about guys making it through tour because it's hell, bro. You're like 14 weeks and they like fail people. I'm like, man, I'm not getting failed. I ran out of that bitch. I remember some dude shoving me, and I didn't even look back. I was like, he's trying to start a fight. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. So like being non-reactive is an important thing. And then there's the other part, which is Jocko Willink talking about good. Hey man, you just made $10 million this week. Good. Hey man, sorry to hear about your wife leaving you. Good. Hey man, just incredible, man. Your business, it just won a bunch of awards. Good. Hey man, sorry to hear, man, you got cancer. Good. The answer is always good. The answer is always stoicism. Okay. You guys understand, like, stoicism is not just like a game technique. If it wasn't for stoicism, we'd be like, oh my God, our country would get invaded. Our country's being invaded. Oh no, what do we do? Let's run around. Ah. No. What do stoic, violent men with high testosterone, high levels of training, acumen, ability, determination, what do? Let's lock and load, bitches. Bring them on. Come on. Let's kill them all and let God sort them out. Those are the people that created the free the free society that you live in now, because they were stoic, because they didn't lose their shit because things went wrong. And it's a gift. It's a gift you can, stoicism is a gift you can give to the world. Everyone else will lose their shit and accept you. You will keep your head when everyone else is losing theirs.
If you're watching this, I have a gift for you. Click the link below and I will send you a private invite to my community for free. Yes, free.